Oh man. After 4 long seasons, this is the end, folks. This is the end of Dear White People. I'm sad, but I gotta get this review done. So let's jump into the review, folks, right now. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing season 4, volume 4 of Dear White People. This is the final season, and man, I'm all mixed of emotions right now. And you know, for anybody who's been following my channel, you know I do not like musicals, but this was one of the ones that tricked me. I was very interested in the premise. I liked the cast. And then I was like, oh shoot, it's a musical. And somehow I just got tagged along, and I've just been hooked since. And now we're at the final 4th season or 4th volume of this. And man, I'm torn. Because at one point I was like, okay, cool. You know, they're going to wrap it up, etc., etc. And I can make peace with that. But now I'm kind of like, man, I can't believe it, because these seasons have been just so much fun, and this season has just been even more, maybe their best season thus far. One, because they highlighted the 90s, it was 90s inspired musical event, as they labeled it, so it had a lot of 90s culture, and then Afro-futuristic was also a part of the theme. So like the aesthetics, the attire, the music, everything really called to my childhood. So there was really that connecting factor. And like Pitch Perfect style, which if you don't know, that style of musical where, you know, a song may just kind of break out at any point. But I also love the fact that like how really crisp and unique their renditions of some of the most popular songs of that era. So that's what I really liked about it. And you know, along with the comedy that's attached, along with the good storytelling, and along with them covering very important themes, you know, this has just been one of my favorite series. So but let's talk about what happened in this season. So this is taking place both in their senior year and both in a post pandemic era. So in current time, they are, you know, Lionel's trying to find motivation to, you know, why should he do his 4th book, his 4th volume, and you know, Sam is the one that has to be kind of the best friend, so she has to be like the nudging factor, and she's like, well, I got an idea. Let's talk about our senior year. When they did the varsity show, which she recorded the entire year, because she recorded it because she was using the footage initially for her senior thesis, but it also because it was highlighting Lionel in his, you know, his senior, well, not his senior year, it was everybody else's senior year. You know, it had a lot to do with when the group was all together for the last year. Also, it did, you know, showcase the struggles that not only did he go through and that she went through, but also just how much it took to get that show together. So it was a really good idea. So we got to see them in the present time, on Skype meetings, kind of doing interviews, kind of, you know, bringing back up all the nostalgia from when they was in senior year, and then eventually they all got together in the room and kind of talked it out. But mainly we got to see the events of senior year, how things kind of went on and on and on. So when you talk about some of the themes that were showcased in this season, you know, you talked about racism, black trauma, social injustices, systematic racism, and sex workers, and more. They covered a lot of things, and what I really like about the show is that they do not beat you across the head with it. They're able to introduce situations and problems in a very easily and digestible way. And then even if you feel like the tone is starting to get dark at any given point, it always is kind of bridged with a good musical, a good song, and then a little bit of comedy as well. And then also they had this whole little reality show thing in Big House, which, you know, was highlighting one of the characters, Coco, who was on the show. And, you know, basically that was kind of used as another little comedic outlook as well, or outtake for the show, in order to keep things balanced. And like, I really loved the skits and the commercials that came out of the Big House. That was some of the funniest things part of this season. But also, you know, the dialogue itself is just hysterical. Every given moment you may get something, a funny tidbit out of the dialogue. But I gotta say too, I feel bad for people who are not black, because there's a lot of things that you just have to be black in order to relate to. Like, for real, like they really did a good job with the script, and it just brings about some of the funniest, most ridiculous moments of this season. But also talking about a lot of the characters and what they went through. Again, we got Sam. Man, I gotta tell you, in episode 4, whoo, Lord, her and Leash, they go through it. That's probably one of my favorite episodes, along with one of the funniest moments of this season, in regards to something Lionel do. But also too, we get to kind of journey down Lionel's, the struggles he went through with his relationship, the struggles he went through with, doing the varsity show and pretty much his responsibilities with that. And then him and Sam being best friends, and ultimately how struggles of the past and struggles of the present, and how they still tend to stick together as best friends. And not to mention Sam, from all the stuff that she's going through with the podcast, and just her position on campus. She is truly challenged, and cancel culture is coming for her. And then not to mention, which I think is probably the best story arc of this season, is Joel and Reggie. And man, wait till you see. And Reggie by himself, his story arc is just kind of mind-blowing. I can't even tell you anything else beyond that, but Reggie's arc is just kind of had me on the edge of the seat the entire time. But this is a very fulfilling series. This is a very fulfilling season, and it's just kind of somber that this is ending. And considering that all good things must come to an end, I was kind of making peace with it. But when you got to that final shot with the entire cast and the song, it just brought back all the emotions, excitement, and fun that we had for 4 seasons thus far. And I guess I don't know, man. It's gonna kind of be hard, but good thing is you can always watch it over and over back on Netflix. But yes, folks, this is Dear White People, season 4, volume 4. I watched the entire season. You're gonna be stuck. Once you watch one episode, you're in. So get ready for 10 episodes, about 30-35 minutes each. And once you're done watching it, jump in the comments, folks. Let me know your thoughts about this season. And as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.